Today we're going to be talking about defining your visual identity in the very oversaturated music industry.
Something called brand identity.
Brand identity.
I'll be creating a visual identity.
Branding and identity are all around us.
People listen with their eyes as much as their ears, and you need to find ways to connect with them beyond just the music.
If the music you make is your world, then imagine visual identity as the house that you live in. What color are the walls? What type of furniture do you have? What kind of art do you have hanging on the walls? All of these questions can help you define your visual identity and create your own brand. Think about all the things that you are passionate about. It should be about the music, but it shouldn't be only about the music. What your favorite movies are, what type of art you like, what inspires you in general, and then what type of energy you want to put back into the world. And then we can get to the fun stuff. Your logo. This is the starting point. This is where it all begins. When you're talking about visual identity, logo is one of the most important things. It's the central element of your entire brand. Make sure that you have a logo that's distinctive, memorable, and aligned with the music and your own personality. Your logo will usually be two things in one. A design that encapsulates your brand, and then a specific typeface used for the artist or band name. The goal is that someone should be able to recognize the design elements on their own even without the band name attached. And conversely, if they only see the artist or band name written out, it should share the same characteristics, aesthetics, and colors of the logo design itself. So everything should always be pointing back to each other. So I want to note this. On all of these points, I'm going to give you guys free tools. However, with the logo design, I have searched the internet, I've played around with a bunch of different things. Everything that generates logos that I've found has been very corporate driven, very bland. So I would recommend working with a designer or designing a logo yourself, but I wouldn't recommend doing any of these generic logo designs online. Okay, number 2, we're going to be talking about typography. The fonts and the typography that reinforce your imaging. Again, aesthetically, it's very important that these two elements complement each other. Check out dafont.com, check out Adobe Fonts or Google Fonts. Always make sure and double check the licensing on any font that you end up using. Color palette. Guys, color is so important. You can evoke an emotion just by using a color alone, and that is a super powerful tool. Choose a color palette that represents your music and personality. Make sure everything is cohesive and use colors that complement each other. Colordesigner.io is a great and fun place to start. It lets you kind of experiment with different color palettes and get a visual representation of what everything looks like. All right, next on my list, visual elements and graphic style. Aesthetic, basically. Make sure that your logo, your typeface, your colors are aligned with the aesthetic that you are going for. This includes any patterns, textures, illustrations, and photography style. Just think about the overall look and feel that you want to convey to fans. Is it minimalistic? Is it playful? Is it vintage? Is it modern? What does it look and feel like? A really cool spot to start with this is a website called same.energy. It's a really good spot to hone in on unique aesthetics that you like. And of course, another option here would be a website like Pinterest. And the last thing here, and one of the most important things, is to figure out what your brand is not. Make a page in your own brand guidelines that talks about what colors to not use, what fonts to not use, what imaging to not use. Because by considering about what your brand isn't, it's going to make it so much easier to figure out exactly what it is. Consistency is crucial when it comes to visual identity. So ensure that your logo, color palette, typography, visual elements are all consistently used on your website, on your social media, on any marketing materials that go out. Make sure that everything looks and feels and has the aesthetics that define exactly what your logo is, what your brand is, and who you are as a musician or as an artist. If this was helpful and educational, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And I am always here to help out with any other questions that you guys might have. You can drop me a line at evankaufman@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram at evankaufman, 2 N's at the end, or drop a comment below and let me know what you guys think. And I will catch you guys on the next one.